Hey, what's up? Ken from Palm Beach Dyno here. We've got our latest build on the dyno, and it's our top of the line GT500 package, our CX1600TT. First, before we do some dyno pulls, let's go over the car. Palm Beach Dyno CX1600TT kit features the Hellion twin turbo system with 64mm turbos and 6-inch intercooler. On top of this awesome TKM Performance Longblock is a TTR Billet CNC intake manifold, a Fore triple pump fuel system, and Motion Raceworks catch can finish off the engine bay. To handle all that power, Forgeline Monoblock drag kit with Mickey Thompson tires. We're going to show you some dyno numbers in just a few minutes, but first, let's take it for a ride. Okay, we're not going to get too crazy with it today. I just want to take it for a quick drive and mostly show you how nice it drives when you're not getting on it. But we'll get on it in just a couple minutes, just a real quick maybe part throttle thing, so maybe you can hear the turbos. These cars I really like to drive in sport mode, which I'm in right now. Automatic, I mean, I do shift it manually when I'm racing it a lot of the time, or, you know, if you want that manual feel. But for the most part, auto shift works great. So just normal driving, there's really no reason to shift it yourself. I prefer sport mode on all the GT500s, even, you know, bone stock, you know, stock blower all out, CX1100, CX1300 Whipple, this one. Any of those are really, sport mode's better. Normal mode is just kind of lame. So I'm just gonna get on it right here a little bit, see if we hear the turbos. I'm not sure if you're gonna hear that on the microphone, but it sounds awesome, you know. This thing's not crazy loud, which is perfect. Loud cars are cool if you're just, they're like a one-use style car, but if you're gonna drive it pretty often, you know, I only want it loud when I'm getting on it. And then of course, you know, you could also, like I said, manually shift it, so you can just run out the gears a little higher, even in part throttle. This thing is very quiet though. But that's the nice part about this package. We can put any catback you want on it because it doesn't require anything custom. Any aftermarket catback will bolt right up to it. So you can go from mild to wild. It's all up to what your tastes are. Now this car has a Cortex boost controller, which is holds 6 positions, and it's fairly, you know, it has a lot of features. But if you want the top of the line setup, the AMS 2000 is probably what you're looking for. Like if you race it a lot and things like that, that has a 5-position switch, or actually 1 position less, but it just has a lot deeper control system. But for most of our customers, the Cortex works. Most of the cars we build are street cars. People will take them to the track once in a while, but they're not really track cars. So in that case, I would recommend the AMS 2000, but Cortex, like I said, is another great option. That's why we sell it. All right, let's go over the plan today on the dyno. Even though this is a CX1600TT and it can make that power, my car put down 1600 at the wheels. But this one has the stock clutch in it because we didn't quite get the clutch worked out in my car, and we didn't want to really have any issues, so we're going to get the engine broken in on the stock clutch, see how much the stock clutch can handle, and then adjust the clutch down the road. So, how much power is the clutch going to handle before it gives up? Put your guess in the comments. We're going to start on wastegate and slowly add a couple pounds of boost on each pull and see where the clutch starts slipping. So, let's get started. All right, all set up in the car. We do all the pulls in track mode. Maybe I'll do some quick shifts for you so you can hear how good this thing sounds. And we're starting on wastegate, so we don't know exactly how much that's gonna be yet, but maybe about 14 pounds. not a bad start. Let's go look at the dyno graph. All right, not bad for the first pull. Now, one thing to keep in mind, boost, right? We're logging boost here on the dyno, but these are map sensor based vehicles and I really trust the stock map sensor. They don't agree. This is showing almost a pound more, half a pound more. So this is just for reference and to see the gains as we increase boost, but this is probably closer to 15 pounds than 16 pounds, but I figured I'd show it to you anyway so you can kind of see how the boost comes in and all that. But 1,081 and 762 on the first setup. So we're gonna add a little bit more duty cycle to the controller and see how much power it makes. I have no idea how much each setting is gonna make, but being a built TKM motor, it doesn't really matter. It's gonna take it. Okay, I've got the Cortex boost controller set to 30% duty cycle. We'll see how much boost that and power that adds. So. Go take a look at it. Okay, it looks like we added less than 2 pounds of boost and up nearly 50 horsepower. And of course, with the built motor, I'm being a little gentle on timing. There's all sorts of things that we can do to probably maximize it, but we don't really want to do that right now. We're breaking a new engine in. We're not touching the tune this whole entire time unless I see something in the data log that we need to address. But we've done quite a few of these twin turbo GT500s on stock engine and of course my car. So I pretty much have the fueling nailed. So 1129 and 788. We're gonna go up to 40% on the boost controller next, see how much boost and power we pick up. So I think we're gonna be good there, but maybe after there, we're gonna start seeing some issues. Let's see. All right, boost controller's all set. Let's see how she does. All right, there you go, 1,200 horsepower, 815 on the torque, and on 19 pounds of boost. It's amazing what these turbos will do on this setup. Absolutely phenomenal. Right now, the clutch is holding out pretty good. I'm probably gonna let it cool down for a few minutes. Doing dyno pulls builds up some decent heat in the transmission because even though we have the fan on there, it doesn't really cool down. So I wanna have all the pulls at kind of a relatively normal temperature. And then we'll go ahead and pick back up on that. The next step is we're gonna go up to 45 on the boost controller. We'll start making 5% increases from here on out and see what we get. All right, here we go. All right, the good news is we made 1261. The bad news is we saw some clutch slip there. As you can see here through the middle, this stayed flat. Well, right here is where the clutch is slipping, and then here where it spikes back up is when the clutch grabs. Now, a lot of the times, you know, when we're used to regular manual dry clutch cars, clutch slip could just destroy the clutch pretty quickly. On these vehicles, it really doesn't seem to cause much damage. I mean, if you kept doing it over and over and over again, yes, but this is a wet clutch system, so it's not as big of an issue. Now, obviously I can see the clutch slip on my data log, but I want to show you guys real quick how you can see it on a dyno graph. If we change this second, this is boost right here. If we change this to gear ratio, there you go. You can see. So on the green one, it saw a little bit of slip, and then boom, it got really bad on the orange one right here. So what are we gonna do? Most likely, there's not a whole lot we can do. I'm making a few small changes to the tune. I've spent a lot of time on this. You might talk to other people and they'll say, oh, well, you could do this or that in the tune. That's true. But
over time, I've found that not all of these GT500s are created equally. I don't know exactly what the issue is. Obviously, this car is not set up to make this kind of torque or power. So yes, my own car was able to support more power than this without, you know, any issues whatsoever. Some of them I haven't been able to make over 1150 and, you know, low 800s of torque, maybe even high 700s. So I think maybe it's tolerances and, you know, pressure and all that sort of thing. Like, it's well beyond what the factory needs, and every individual car might be slightly different, and we're only going to see those differences once we really push the limits. Anyway, let's try one more pull with some tune changes and then see what happens. All right, crossing my fingers and hoping for the best. All right, guys, unfortunately, that's all she's gonna take right now. It made the same power. I mean, it was slightly better. It came in a little bit sooner, but no real improvement. So we're gonna call it there. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Share it with your friends, and we'll see you on the next one.